राम 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 सर्वेभ्यः हृत्पूर्वकनमस्काराः। प्रवेशकक्ष्यायां सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। गतसप्ताहे वयं प्रथमं पाठं पठितवन्तः पठितवत्यः च। अद्यतनपाठः अपि प्रथमः पाठः एव। So a very warm welcome to all of you to the Pravesha class. So as you all know, we commenced the first lesson from the Pravesha textbook the previous week. We still have a lot more left in lesson 1. So we will be taking today and next week to complete lesson 1 and seeing other parts of the lesson. Each lesson has many components like we have discussed in the very first introductory class. So let us see the remaining portions of lesson 1 today. Guru Vandanam Uktva Prarambham Kurmaha. As usual, we will commence with Guru Vandanam. Request all of you to please sit up straight and chant the shlokas along with me. Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje Gurunaiva sahasmi namo Gurave Na gurov paramam shishurasmi guroho matirasti gurau mama pahi guru Bravimi samskritam vacha Dhyayami samskritam hrida Kurve sevanchakayena Vande samskritamataram Yonaras samskrita vyomnihyālayam Ramate muda Samskritin chaiva samskaram Vindate Natra samshayah. A very warm welcome once again. Prathamam patham pathamaha. We shall study the first lesson. Last class, we studied Vartamānakālaḥ, Gunitaksharani, Samyuktaksharani, Varnotpatti sthanani, Punaravartanam api asmabhi gata kakshayam. So we also revised certain concepts which we had done in the introductory classes. As I reiterate, please, those who have joined newly, go through the first few introductory class videos as we have dealt with Vartamānakālaḥ, Gunitaksharani, etc. in detail in those classes. Idanim agre gacchamaha. Prathamaha pathaha Sūktiḥ, wise saying. Gata kakshayam api asmabhihi Sūktiḥ pathita Arabdham uttamajanaha na parityajanti. Good people, uttamajanaha, Arabdham, a task that has been started or commenced, na parityajanti, they don't give up. So good people don't give up what they have started. Bhartrah Niti Shatake Asti Etat Subhashitam. So we learned that this Subhashitam, this entire verse, is a part of Bhartrhari's Niti Shatakam. Bhartrhari is a very great poet in Sanskritam who has composed Shatakatrayam, Niti Shatakam, Vairagya Shatakam, and Shringara Shatakam, 3 of them. So this is seen in Niti Shatakam, and we learned that this was the last line. So you all requested for the meaning. So once again, I will read out this entire verse and then I will explain the meaning to you. Prarabhyate na khalu vighna bhayena nichaihi Prarabhya vighna vihata Viramanti madhyaha Vighnai punav punarapi Pratihanyamanaha Arabdhamuttamajana na parityajanti. Uttamajanaha arabdham na parityajanti. So we learned that this is a wonderful note to start your study of the first correspondence course of Pravesha. So this is a very beautiful language. So you have embarked on this wonderful journey. So let us continue this and also teach, spread this joy of studying this language and the literature to others as well. Nichaihi vignabhayena prarabhyate na khalu. So the ones who are not good, if I may put it that way, or not desirable, so to say. So most of them, such people, they do not start anything new because they are scared of obstacles right from the beginning. So nichaihi vignabhayena na prarabhyate khalu. So nothing is started by nichaihi with the fear of obstacles. So because they are scared of obstacles right from the beginning, they do not begin anything. So these are not desirable. So this quality of not starting anything just because you're scared of obstacles is not a desirable one. Madhyaha prarabhya vighna vihataha viramanti. Madhyaha, the mediocre. So below the mediocre, you have the first line, that is nichaihi or nichaha. Then you have madhyaha, the mediocre. What do? The mediocre ones, prarabhya, having started, vighna vihataha. So once they are troubled by obstacles, viramanti, they give up. So though they have taken up a task, the mediocre give up because of obstacles. So a lot of us will have a lot of hindrances, whatever great task we take up in life, whether it is the pursuit of study or some profession or any other thing, obstacles or difficulties are bound to arise. So the mediocre, once they are faced with obstacles, they just give up a task which they have taken up. But the last category, uttamajanaha, the great ones or the best among people, vignaihi punarapi pratihanyamanaha. Though they are being troubled or put down by obstacles again and again, punarapi pratihanyamanaha arabdham uttamajanaha na parityajanti. Even though they are troubled by obstacles again and again, great people do not give up any task which they have undertaken. So this is a great lesson for life. You will be learning many more subhashitas and Sūktiḥ during the course of Pravesha. The subhashitas as such are wonderful sayings and have very valuable life lessons. So we have an exclusive course for Subhashitani itself in Vyoma, which had been offered by Dr. Shobha Vasuki Mahodaya, a very great teacher. So if you all are interested, you can sign up for that. It is a completed course, but you can still sign up for that on Sanskrit from Home. And you have many books like Subhashita Ratna Bhandagara and others in Sanskrit, which are a collection of these wise sayings. This is just one of them. We will be introduced to more, but they are very wonderful. Some of them are very practical life lessons for us. They act as guides in our life. So this is one example of that. Now, this class, as we have already learned Vartamānakālaḥ and Samyuktaksharani, Gunitaksharani in detail previously, I am not going to be revising those slides. We will move straight to Sangrahya Vishayaha. Sangrahya Vishayaha ityukte, those which are worthy of collection. So it's a treasure which you collect. Sangrahya, something which you collect and keep. So something which you treasure because it's very invaluable. So those collectibles, very wonderful shlokas you have here in each lesson under Sangrahya Vishayaha. Asmin pathe vayam guru vishaye janimaha. Guroho shlokadvayam asti. So we have 2 shlokas on Guru in this lesson. Let us begin. So what I would do is I would read it out once. Then maybe I will ask one of you to repeat. And then one could read the entire verse for us. So first I will read it out. Prathamaha shlokaha. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnuhu iti sarve jananti eva. Very famous shloka this is. Let us read this shloka. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Punaha ekavaram pathami sarve shrinvantu. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. ये हस्तम उपरि कुर्वन्ति दृष्ट्वा नाम वदामि. Lakshmi ji, please unmute yourself.
Namaste.
Namaste. So I will teach you once, Lakshmi ji. Request you to please repeat each pada, each quarter once. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu.
Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha.
Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha.
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma.
Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma.
Guru Sakshat.
Guru Sakshat. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Dhanyavadaha, Lakshmi ji. Uttamam, well chanted. So a few things to note here. We would also want you to chant accurately. So please note some of these things. Gurur Brahma. So there is a Gurur there. R is there. Repha is there after Ru. It is not Guru Brahma. That was wrong. Gurur Brahma. Similarly, Gurur Vishnu. Gurur Devo. That R is there. Repha. Repha is there. Half R. So that should be heard clearly. And also Gurur Brahma. Dirgha. There is a difference between this Brahma and this Brahma here without a dirgha. We will learn the meaning soon, but for chanting purposes for now, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat. So here Guruhu Sakshat, when you combine the Sandhi, that is the rules of combining letters in Sanskrit, the Visarga gets replaced by another Sa. So Guru Sakshat, instead of the Visarga, we hear Guru Sakshat. Second Sa is heard. Guru Sakshat, Visarga Sakara Sandhi. You will learn these rules later, maybe in Parichaya or in Shiksha, the next two levels. Param Brahma. Param Brahma. Again, here it is Brahma, not Brahma. First one Brahma, second one Brahma. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Atra Shri Gurave ityeva uktavyam, Sri Gurave iti na vaktavyam. You should not say Sri Gurave. It is Shri Gurave. Sh. That Sh should be heard clearly. Shri ityeva vaktavyam asmabhihi. Sri iti naiva vaktavyam. Atra sakshat. Atra Shri Gurave Namaha. Atrapi pashyantu Gurave. Guruve iti na. Guruve iti na vaktavyam. It is not Guruve Namaha. It is Shri Gurave Namaha. All these are certain cases in Sanskrit, and in Guru Shabda, the Chaturthi Vibhakti or the fourth case is Gurave. It is not Guruve. That is a common mistake. This is a very popular shloka, but many times there are many common errors in this shloka. One is chanting it like Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, which is wrong. It is Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo. And also you have to differentiate between Gurur Brahma and Param Brahma. That is the second thing you need to note, because sometimes we are accustomed to chanting in a certain way. We have to learn the right way now. And Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So let us all learn this correct way of chanting this shloka, and request any other participant to chant it aloud once. Priyadarshini ji.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaste. Vadatu.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Uttamam. Dhanyavadaha, Priyadarshini Bhagini. Very well chanted. Idanim Artham Pashyamaha. So let us see the splitting of the words also. Gurur Brahma, Guruhu Brahma. So here the Visarga combines with the next letter and you get the half R here, Repha. So it becomes Gurur Brahma, Visarga Repha Sandhi. Similarly, in the next one, Gurur Vishnuhu, Guruhu plus Vishnuhu, Gurur Vishnuhu. Gurur Devaha, Guruhu plus Devaha, it combines to form Gurur Devaha. Again, Visarga Repha Sandhi. So, Gurur Devo, why it becomes is again because of a Visarga Sandhi there. When you are chanting together, we do not split after Devaha. So we continue chanting Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. But when you are splitting the words, it is Gurur Devaha. Atra Pashyantu Maheshwaraha. Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. All these are in what we call the first case or Prathamāvibhaktiḥ. What is the focus of this lesson? Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devaha, Maheshwaraha. All these are in the first case of the noun. Maheshwaraha, Maha plus Ishwaraha. They're what we call a Guna Sandhi. You don't have to worry about the Sandhi rules right now. They will not ask you all that at the Pravesha level. So Maheshwara refers to Ishwara, Parameshwara. And Param Brahma. Okay. So let us go through what the meanings are here. Guruhu Brahma. Guru is Brahma himself. That is the four-faced Brahma. The creator Brahma. Chaturmukha Brahma. So the creator Srishtikarta Brahma. So one with four faces. Guruhu Brahma eva. Guru is Brahma himself. Guruhu Vishnuhu. Guru is Vishnu. We know Hari, Narayana, God again, Lord Vishnu. Gurur Devaha. Devaha is Supreme Lord or Bhagavan. Maheshwaraha, Parameshwaraha, Ishwaraha, Shivaha. So Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwara. Guruhu Sakshat Param Brahma. Sakshat is that ultimate, that Pratyaksha Brahman. Param Brahma refers to ultimate Brahman. So there's a difference between this Brahma here, which refers to Brahma, the Chaturmukha Srishtikarta Brahma, who has four faces. We have three main deities, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. So this Brahma refers to that Brahma. Whereas the next slide, what we have, Param Brahma. Here it Brahma refers to the ultimate Brahman, that is the attributeless Brahman. So this is a very wonderful verse to explain this. In our Sanatana Dharma, we have concepts of Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. So the greatness of Sanatana Dharma is that we also identify Bhagavan with attributes, like how we visualize. Each one, we relate to a particular attribute or a particular form of Bhagavan, that ultimate reality. So some of us may be more inclined towards Ganesha, others Vishnu, Maheshwara, others Devi, Saraswati. So all Durga Devi, Shanmukha, Krishna, Rama. So all these gods whom we worship are nothing but manifestations of that ultimate reality. That is Nirguna Brahman. So when we view Bhagavan or Devi with attributes and give a form and meditate on that form, that we refer to as Saguna Brahman with attributes. Now, why this is there in our culture is very simply put, because each person is at different stages of spiritual evolution. So Sanatana Dharma recognizes that there are various paths to reach that ultimate reality, ultimate goal of self-realization. So even for different ages, like even for very young kids, when you want to introduce them, you tell them attribute-less reality, Brahman, no attributes, etc. Very difficult to relate. And even for many of us. So which is why the first step is to visualize Bhagavan with attributes. And then we also recognize that there is Nirguna Brahman, that ultimate Atman, or the ultimate reality, the all-pervading reality, which doesn't have any beginning, any end. It does not have any attributes. That is this Param Brahma, that ultimate reality, supreme reality, which is, I mean, there's nothing which exists which is beyond this, right? Even Shankaracharya's Advaita philosophy also says this: Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva, Na Paraha, Sarvam Brahmamayam. So here, this Brahma here, it is Brahman Shabda, it is Napumsakalinga. That is another very interesting thing to note. This Brahma is Napumsakalinga, neuter gender. This Brahma here is Pullinga, Chaturmukha Srishtikarta Brahma. Therefore, you need to make a difference, and also while chanting, chant consciously Gurur Brahma and here Param Brahma. So this such a beautiful verse. In the first line, we are told Guru is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara himself. In the next line itself, Guru is the ultimate Brahman. Sakshat Paraguru is the ultimate Brahman itself, that supreme attributeless reality. Tasmai Shri Gurave, to that Guru, Namaha, salutations. So a very important place is given to Guru in Sanatana Dharma, and many of our scriptures, and we have many stories, etc., which show that Guru is given a place higher than Bhagavan himself, because Guru is that torch of light, or that grace of Guru is what shows us Bhagavan, or shows us the path to reality. So therefore, even Purandaradasa says, Guruvina Gulamanaguvatanaka Dorayadanna Mukuti. Without the grace of Guru, or without surrendering to a Guru, you cannot aspire for liberation. So a very important place is given to Guru in our Sanatana Dharma. And also you have one Kabir Ke Dohe, where he says, if Guru and Govinda stand before me, I would first prostrate to Guru, because he is the one who showed me who Govinda is, or Bhagavan is, right? And even Saint Tyagaraja says, Guru Leka Etuvanti Guniki Teleyaka Bodu. So many, and our Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya himself has composed Guruvashtakam, a very beautiful stotram, where he says, whatever you achieve in life, Manaschenna Lagnam Guroho Angri Padme Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim, Tatah Kim. Whatever you have achieved, maybe money, fame, power, status, everything, the entire world may be at your feet. But if your mind is not steadfast in devotion to the feet of the Guru, all this is of absolutely, all these materialistic possessions, etc., are of no consequence at all. So we have so many stotras on Guru, and it is a very wonderful verse to start. And also Guru has many meanings. The word Guru itself has many meanings. So one shloka tells us the meaning in a very simple way. It says, Gukaraha andhakarasyat rukaraha tan nirodhakaha andhakara nirodhitvat gururityabhidhiyate. So in the word Guru, Gu refers to andhakara, or the darkness of ignorance. Ru refers to tan nirodhakaha, so removal of that darkness. Andhakara nirodhitvat, the one who removes this darkness, gururityabhidhiyate. So the one who removes this darkness of ignorance and gives us the light of knowledge is called Guru. So that leads us to the next verse also on the Guru. One thing we must remember is that we do not have an exact translation for the word Guru in English, like many other words in Sanskritam. Brahman, we don't have any other translation in English. Dharma, we don't have a translation. So Guru, we cannot say teacher, because a Guru is not just a teacher. A teacher might be someone who just teaches you, just the alphabets or something like that, or anything else. Guru, actually Shankaracharya says, Adhigata Tattvaha, the one who has understood the reality himself. So the one who has realized the Supreme One, a self-realized soul. And only such a person can be called a Guru. And also Shankaracharya says, not only the one who has realized the Tattva, but who is always interested in Shishya Hita, or the Satatam, always eternally the one who is interested in the welfare of the student or the Shishya. Only such a person is called a Guru. So that realized soul who has no other desires apart from uplifting of the Shishyas, such a person can be called a Guru, but not in everyone. So Guru is someone who's also selfless, right? So he or she wants to uplift everyone else. Only such a person can be called a Guru, and not any teacher. So this is something we took a long time on this verse, but it is a wonderful verse. And Guru concept also, we have so much in Sanskrit that it is nice to share a little bit with you all. So the meaning of this verse is, Guru is Brahma, that is the four-faced Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Guru is the very manifestation of the Supreme Brahman, or the ultimate all-pervading reality. Salutations to Shri Guru. Now let us move to the next verse on Guru again. I will read it out, and then you all can, maybe one can repeat, and then we learn the meaning. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Punaha ekavaram vadami shrinvantu. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mahaprana dha. I will generally highlight the Mahapranas in the Vargiya Vyanjanani, that is the grouped consonants. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Geeta ji.
Hari Om Bhagini.
Hari Om. Kripaya anucharanam kurvantu.
Astu.
Ajnanatimirandhasya
Ajnanatimirandhasya
Jnananjanashalakaya
Jnananjanashalakaya
Chakshurunmilitam yena
Chakshurunmilitam yena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Uttamam Bhagini, Dhanyavadaha. Very well chanted. Okay. Now I would request Amuta Ramji, Kripaya Shlokam.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, namaste. Kripaya Pathatu.
Ajnanatimirantasya jnananasala.
Ek nimsh. Ajnanatimirandhasya
Ajnanatimirantasya jnanasalakaya.
Shalakaya. Sa itina sha. Shalakaya.
Salagaya nak chakshurun militan yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Dhanyavadaha, Amutaji.
Thank you, ma'am.
So what I request you all to do is to listen to the recording of the verses, which will be available on YouTube after the class in a day or two, and to practice these verses. So we should learn the correct pronunciation, because unlearning something which is wrong is more of an effort. So let us learn the accurate pronunciation. Please go through the recording. Practice yourselves at home. Vasanti ji, kripaya vadatu ajnanatimirandhasya.
Ram Ram Bhagini.
Ram 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 Bhagini.
Ajnanatimirandhasya jnanajanashalakaya chakshur unmilitam mena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Chakshurun Militam, we chanted together. Chakshuhu Unmilitam, 2 words there. Chakshurun Militam Yena. Because when we are combining the Sandhi, chanting together, we combine the Sandhi and chant.
Okay. Shall I repeat
Dhanyavada.
that?
That's okay, Bhagini. Dhanyavada. So let us see the meaning of this. Again, a very popular verse on the Guru. So let us see what this means. Ajnana refers to ignorance. Timira, darkness. Andhasya, blind. So, Ajnana Timirandhasya refers to a person who is blind due to the darkness of ignorance. Jnananjana. Jnana is knowledge. Anjana refers to the black pigment or the black cream or the black ointment, whatever you may refer to. That is the what we call kajal popularly. So the kajal is the black pigment is what jnana itself, the kajal or the black pigment of knowledge. Jnananjana shalakaya, by a liner. Chakshuhu refers to eye. Yena unmilitam, by whom. Yena refers to by whom. Tritiya vibhaktihi, instrumental case. We will learn that in the future lessons. Yena chakshuhu unmilitam. So, by whom the eye of was opened. Tasmai, for him. Shri Gurave, for Shri Guru. Namaha, my salutations. So this mean, what does it mean? Salutations to the Guru, for opening the eye with the eyeliner of knowledge by dispelling the blindness caused by the darkness of ignorance. So it's very difficult in some shlokas to give a very accurate, exact translation. And this is what we've given you here is closest to the Sanskrit meaning. So like I said, Ajnanameva timiram, the darkness is the ajnana, or the ignorance is darkness. So the darkness of ignorance, andhasya, the blind person. And why is there blindness? The blindness is caused by the darkness of ignorance. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuhu yena unmilitam. So that eye, the blind eye, due to the darkness of ignorance, by whom that eye was opened. With what? What is the instrument to open that blind eye? That is nothing but jnananjana. That is the black pigment or black ointment of. There is no black here. There is no word for black in this shloka, but I am using it to make you understand that anjana refers to that pigment or ointment, like a kajal, to open the eye. So by whom the eye was opened, or who acted as an eye opener, in other words, and who removed that blindness of ignorance with the anjana, or the pigment of knowledge, jnana, to such a guru, tasmai, or for such a guru, Shri Gurave Namaha, salutations. Namaha means salutations. And whenever Namaha is used, the associated word would be in the fourth case or Chaturthi Vibhakti, like Shri Gurave is in fourth case. We will learn Chaturthi Vibhakti rules later maybe in the fourth lesson or so. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Ajnana timirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuhu unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Okay, so the two shlokas sangrahya vishayaha for the first lesson are two shlokas on the Guru. Request you to please memorize this, those who don't know these, and make it a part of your Sanskrit repertoire and your Sanskrit collection of shlokas. That is the purpose of these sangrahya vishayaha. And you will increase your collection by the end of this course. Then we started this in the previous classes, Padam word. A very basic definition of Padam is Varnānām arthavān samūhaha Padam. So a group of letters with a meaning is called a word. But Panini gives us another sutra, Sūktiḥ Padam. So in Sanskrit, if it has to qualify as a word, it should either end with a sup pratyaya or a ting pratyaya. So Sūktiḥ Padam. So we learned there are two main types of words, Namapadam or Subantam, Kriyapadam or Tigantam. So Namapadam is a noun and it ends, all nouns end with a sup pratyaya. So what is the sup pratyaya or the sup suffix added to? It is added to a pratipadikam. So pratipadikam is nothing but a root of a noun. And when sup pratyaya is added to the pratipadikam, we get subantam. So for example, Rama is pratipadikam, root form. Ramaha is subantam or namapadam. How did we get Ramaha from Ramam? Rama. So Rama plus sup pratyaya, we get Ramaha. There are various sup pratyayas which are added to various cases. We will learn that later, the grammatical aspects. But for now, we will know that a noun ends with a sup pratyaya. Pratipadikam plus sup pratyaya gives a subantam or a namapadam. Then we come to the other form of word, which is kriyapadam or tingantam. Tingantam. So a kriyapadam or a word which denotes an action or a verb it ends with a ting pratyaya. So a dhatu or a root of a verb, for example, pat dhatuhu. Pat plus we have actually two pratyayas added. Pat plus a plus ti gives us pathati. So we have multiple two pratyayas added to a dhatu to give us a kriya padam, but it ends with ting pratyaya. Ti, that is ting pratyaya. So pathati is a verb. Pat is the dhatu or the root form. So we have two main types of words. Namapadam, kriyapadam. Namapadam ending with sup pratyaya or subantam or a noun. Kriyapadam ending with ting pratyaya or kriyapadam or a verb. So we learned till there. Now we began bhashabhyasaha in the previous class. The focus of this lesson is Vartamānakālaḥ, that is present tense. Prathama purushaha, what we call third person in English, he, she, it. And we learn ekavachanam, singular, and bahuvachanam, plural, in this particular lesson. Let us see some examples. We will just brush through this a bit quickly because we have already done this. Chhatraha pathati, the student reads. Balaha dhavati, the boy runs. Putraha pashyati, the son sees. Ayam gacchati, this person, masculine, goes. So I think ayam, you're introduced for the first time. This is also a pronoun. This person, like eshaha. So similar to that. Ayam gacchati, for someone close by, this person goes. Vrikshaha phalati, the tree bears fruits. Balika hasati, the girl laughs. Agraja namati, elder sister prostrates or salutes. Iyam vahati, this person, feminine, like someone who is close, similar to Esha. Iyam vahati, this person carries. Rama nrityati, Rama dances. Kamalam vikasati, the lotus blooms. Pushpam patati, the flower falls. Mitram kridati, the friend plays. Tat patati, that falls. Sahatishtati, he stands. Sa ichhati, she likes. Mata pachati, mother cooks. Pitruvyaha pruchhati, the paternal uncle asks. Pitruvyaha refers to paternal uncle. Sandhya bhavati, it is evening. To refer to the time of the day, it is evening. Nayanam spurati, the eye throbs. Okay, so these are examples of certain sentences. What do we observe in them? Balaha, Ramaha, Chhatraha, Putraha, Vrikshaha, Saha. We have already learned this. These are all in ekavachanam and these are all pullinga words, right? They are all masculine gender. And the first case, they are all in Prathamāvibhaktiḥ or the first case. And we see that they are ending with a visarga. So these are very common words like Rama Shabda, Krishna Shabda, Bala, Balaka, all these. Chhatra, akarantaha. They are, except here, sa is not akaranta. Sa is tad shabda. So dakaranta pullinga. It is saha, pronoun he. So many of them, we see they are ending with a visarga, masculine. But like I've already told you, it is not a universal rule. There are many words like pita, bhrata, pita, father, bhrata, brother. It ends with a, but it's still a pullinga shabda. Pitru shabda, rikaranta pullinga pitru shabda. Pitru is the root. Similarly, bhratru is the root. I'm just giving you examples. Guruḥ, ukaranta pullinga shabda. Then we also saw Lata, Nadi, Mata, Balika, Agraja, Rama, Sa. All these are Strilinga words. And we see many Strilinga words end with A or E. But there are other Strilinga words like Matihi, for example. Matihi is ending with, that is the Prathamāvibhaktiḥ form, ending with the Visarga, but it is Strilinga. It is Ikaranta Strilinga, not Ikaranta. It is Mati Shabda. Then Kamalam, Pushpam, Mitram, Tat, all these are Napumsakalinga words. Many Napumsakalinga words in the Prathamāvibhaktiḥ end with or that halanta. But again, it is not universally so. Manaha, for example, mind, is Manas Shabda. Sakaranta Napumsakalinga. Manaha, Manasi, Manamsi. That is how the Shabda goes. So there are many such words also in Napumsakalinga, which do not seem similar. They don't end with in the Prathamāvibhakti form, but still they are Napumsakalinga. So we are learning the most common ones here. With practice and by introducing ourselves to more shabdas or noun tables, we will get to know the linga of each word. So let us take it step by step. So here we see all these are in Prathamāvibhaktiḥ, or the nominative case. If you have studied Kannada or Telugu, we have these vibhakti pratyayas, right? In Kannada, those who are familiar with Kannada, we have u, annu, inda, ge, ke, ige, dese, inda, a, alli, e. These are the vibhakti pratyayas. I'm not familiar what they are called in Hindi and Tamil or other languages, but I know for sure that in Kannada and Telugu we have these. So similarly in Sanskrit also we have these vibhaktis. And I can tell you that the same cases we have as we have in Kannada and Telugu also in Sanskrit. So Prathamāvibhakti is nominative case. What is the function of Prathamāvibhakti? Kartaram dyotayitum, the doer of an action. Ramaha pathati, karta, the subject. Rama reads. Lata gayati, Lata sings. So sahatishtati, he stands. So the karta, doer of an action, Prathamāvibhaktiḥ, kartari prayoga. In kartari or in the sense of doer, Prathamāvibhakti is used. Kartaram dyotayitum. Another sense in which Prathamāvibhakti is used is vastu nirdeshanartham. That is, for example, tat phalam. When you are showing something, nirdeshana, that is a fruit. Tat phalam. In that case also Prathamāvibhakti is used. Sa mala, she is mala. Sa nadi or esha nadi, esha Ganga nadi, this is Ganga river. So while showing vastu nirdeshana, in that sense also Prathamāvibhakti is used. And what we saw in all the sentences which we looked at so far is that all these were in ekavachanam or singular. Okay. Now let us look at these new words we are introduced to. Ayam, very commonly used, similar to eshaha for someone in proximity. Ayam Ramaha. So instead of eshaha Ramaha, you can also say Ayam Ramaha. Iyam, feminine. Iyam Sita. Iyam Radha. Instead of Esha Sita, you could also say Iyam Sita. They are similar, these in meaning. Idam in neuter gender. Idam Pustakam. Idam Phalam. Okay. Then we also noted that all the verbs in these sentences like pathati, gacchati, khadati, dhavati, hasati, likhati, all these verbs are in ekavachanam purushaha. That is, the third person in English is called Prathama Purusha in Sanskrit. In the sense of he, she, it, third person, we use this Prathama Purushaha, ekavachanam. Vartamānakālaḥ, that is present tense, is called lat lakara. So we learned in one of the previous classes, there are 10 tenses in Sanskrit. We will see what they are in future lessons. Now we are referring to simple present. Lat lakara is simple present, not present participle, continuous or anything like that. Simple present. He reads, saha pathati. So accurately, you should not say he is reading for saha pathati because that is not simple present tense. Simple present is lat lakaraha. He reads, she runs, she laughs, the baby cries, simple present. So we just learned this. Vartamānakālaḥ, lat lakaraha, prathama purushaha, ekavachanam. All these sentences were in this particular form. Now let us move to same Prathamāvibhakti, same lat lakara prathama purusha, but bahuvachanam, that is plural. We have also learned dvivachanam in our previous classes, but in the Pravesha textbook, first lesson, we only have ekavachanam and bahuvachanam. But you all should definitely know dvivachanam in Sanskrit because many times we have dvivachanam used, even in stotras. Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. That is dvivachanam. Everywhere dvivachanam there because Paduka, you are referring to two Padukas of the Guru. So dvivachanam also is very important to know. Ashvaha dhavanti. Horses run. Te pashyanti, they see. Ime vadanti, these say. Ayam, we learnt, is singular. Ime is plural. Imaha, iyam, we learnt, is singular for strilinga. Imaha is plural. Imaha smaranti, these remember. Imani pustakani santi. Idam, we learnt, is singular. Idam pustakam asti. Imani pustakani santi, these are books. Anujaha khadanti, younger sisters eat. Bhaktaha namanti, devotees salute. Ajaha charanti, goats. So actually charanti could also mean graze. So sometimes some verbs have multiple meanings and they could be used in multiple senses. Charati also means walk or wander. Charati also means graze. So I will include that in the PPT. So you could say goats walk, wander, or graze. But if you're taking the exam, I would suggest that you stick to the meaning given in the Pravesha textbook. So in Pravesha textbook, it says graze. They have given it in that sense. So you can use that meaning if you're taking up the exam. Use whichever version of the book you have and stick to that. And also there are some sentences which are there in the Pravesha textbook which we have not included here. We have included our own examples as well, just to illustrate. So you can go through the rest of the sentences. Even English meanings are given in the textbook. Mitrani pashyanti, friends see. Pushpani vikasanti, flowers bloom. Phalani patanti, fruits fall. Etani sphuranti, these spring. So again, spurati is a verb which has many verbs can have meaning contextually. Spurati in the sense of nayanam, if you say nayanam spurati means the eye throbs. But in other senses, if it is used, it can also mean spring. So it depends on the context. Choraha dhavanti, thieves run. Te jighranti, they smell. Tantuvayaha vayanti, weavers weave. Rajakaha shalayanti, washermen wash. So you were introduced to a lot of new nouns and verbs in this particular, in these examples. Please go through them, the PPT and the recording, and get familiar with them. So we saw singular and plural, ekavachanam, bahuvachanam. Pathati, pathanti. Likhati, likhanti. Gacchati, gacchanti. Charati, charanti. Pashyati, pashyanti. Gayati, gayanti. Balakaha, now we will see noun patterns of ekavachanam and bahuvachanam. Subantani, balakaha, balakaha. Dvivachanam would be balakau. Putraha, putraha. Choraha, choraha. Balika, balikaha. Nadi, nadyaha. Phalam, phalani. We have learned Dvivachanam also in the previous introductory classes. You could go through that to get yourselves familiar with Dvivachanam also. So just to give you examples here, balakaha, balakau, balakaha. Putraha, putrau, putraha. Choraha, chorau, choraha. Balika, balike, balikaha. Akaranta strilinga. Nadi, nadyau, nadyaha. Ikaranta strilinga. Phalam, phale, phalani. Akaranta napumsakalinga. As you know, the anta is determined by the pratipadikam or the root form of the noun and not the Prathamāvibhaktiḥ form of the noun. Okay, we learned this. Ramaha, ramau, ramaha. Rama, rame, ramaha. Vanam, vane, vanani. All these are in Prathamāvibhaktiḥ. And you have ekavachanam, dvivachanam, bahuvachanam. Pullinga is Rama, Rama is Strilinga, Vanam is Napumsakalinga. Please observe the table as I read it carefully so that you will know which linga and vachana I am referring to. Balaha, balau, balaha. Bala, bale, balaha. Phalam, phale, phalani. Okay, next is Dakarantaha tad shabdaha. So like I told you, the root form of saha is tad, or pratipadikam root is tad. Dakaranta it is. Because it ends with d, right? D and halanta. So it is dakarantaha. And it is in different lingas. In pullinga, it would be saha tau te. In strilingaha, sa te taha. In napumsakalingaha, tat te tani. Next we will see etad dakarantaha etad shabdaha. In pullinga, eshaha etau ete. In strilinga, esha ete etaha. In napumsakalinga, etat ete etani. Next, makarantaha idam shabdaha. We learned this new pronoun idam. It ends with m, therefore makarantaha. In pullinga, it is ayam, imau, ime. In strilinga, iyam, ime, imaha. In napumsakalinga, idam, ime, imani. Then adas. Adas is also a pronoun. Sakarantaha adas shabdaha. Asau, it is used in the sense of he. And asau also again the same thing in strilinga for she, and adaha in the sense of it. So we have learned tat, sa and saha. We are learning another pronoun adas. So in pullinga, asau, amu, ami. In strilinga, asau, amu. Yes, we will stop with adas and we will commence in the next class. So asau, amu, ami. Asau, amu, amuhu. Adaha, amu, amuni. This is also a pronoun or a sarvanama. We will revise these shabdas in the next class also, and then we will move on to the other parts of the lesson. Yes, let us conclude with Shanti Mantraha. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyah. Agami Ravivasare punarmilamaha. We will meet at the same time next Sunday. Dhanyavadaha.